Hello friends, we'll talk about what are the benefits of solar and how you should think about a solar system. Solar system, basically sunlight is falling on these solar panels and it generates electricity, DC electricity, which gets converted to AC electricity and connected to your residential system. If you have a refrigerator, air conditioner, lights running in your house during the hours when sunlight is there, the electricity gets used up. Of course, solar does not supply all your needs. If you don't get enough solar electricity, you take it from the grid, which is how the system is connected. But at the same time, if you're producing more solar energy, then the consumption in your building or in your house at that moment, let's say for example it's a Sunday and you've gone out of the house, or it's a commercial building and you're not in the building on a Sunday, there may be more generation of solar than what is currently or then consumed in the building. In that case, the excess electricity, solar electricity produced, is fed back into the grid. And there are various ways of giving you credit for that. So it doesn't go waste. So essentially, solar energy is produced, which you use, and if you're not using, you feed it into the grid and you get credit for it. How do you get value? What is the benefit of solar? The distribution company, Discom, or the grid company, for example, Tangentco in Chennai, Tata Adani in Bombay, GUVNL in Gujarat, Bescom in Bangalore, all of these companies, they charge you a certain rate. If you look at the electricity bill, in the residential sector in India, it seems like 10, 11, 12 rupees is starting to become quite common. And in the commercial space, it's always been more than that. Commercial and small industrial, it can be as high as 16, 17 rupees. So a unit of electricity that you consume is at the rate of 10, 11, 12 rupees. Depends on the location, and you have to open up your electricity bill to check it. To look at it, right? The solar electricity is nearly zero. The cost of solar electricity on a running basis, on a daily basis, is nearly zero. So your saving is every unit of electricity that you use from solar, you save almost the entire amount that you pay to the grid company. If it's 10, 11 rupees, you save nearly 90% of that. So then the idea is, in a month, if you are consuming, let's say, 1,000 units of electricity, it will be great for you to set up a solar plant which generates about 1,000 units of electricity in the month. It may not all be in the same hours. Solar works only when there is sunlight. But the grid company and the rules are such that you can generate, whenever the sun shines, the same amount, let's say 1,000 units, and you can offset your bill of about 1,000 units and thus completely reduce your electricity bill, let's say nearly by 90%. But of course, solar doesn't come for free. You have to spend money upfront as capital expenditure, as an investment, like when you buy a car. You have to, unless you're financing it, or when you buy a refrigerator, you have to pay for it. So solar system, which is installed on the top of your terrace, you have to pay for it. Or if you need financing, we can organize, banks and NBFCs are ready to give very attractive financing with which you can get 70, 75, up to 80% financed. Let's say you are able to set up a 10 kilowatt solar. A 10 kilowatt solar will produce somewhere between 1,000 to 1,200 units of electricity every month. All right? More or less. More or less this is quite constant in India, given India's location and where India is. This doesn't change too much. So that 1,000, 1,200, and let's say you're paying 10 rupees per unit of electricity to the grid company, which means your electricity bill will be in the range of 10, 12,000 rupees. You can set up a solar plant and it can completely go away. But a 10 kilowatt system may cost you, again depending on what you buy with it, what you don't buy, what type of products you choose to buy. It can be anywhere from 6-7 lakhs to maybe 7.5-8 lakhs, because you can use things like micro inverter, which make it, these are micro inverters that I have behind me. They are very robust. They give you a 20-25 year life to your solar plant. You have to think of the solar plant as a power plant. Think of it as a power plant which is sitting on your terrace, which is why it's very, very important that you go and buy the highest quality products, because if it doesn't work, your whole thesis of saving money will go out the door. You're not going to, I think you will have, the system will fail, nobody will be ready to service it in a few years, and it will not generate. Whereas on the other side, these plants, these equipment can last for 30-35 years. So you have to set up the solar plant with the right type of materials so that it gives you energy for 35-40 years, and you can save on this delta. And remember one thing, your solar cost is almost permanently near zero, while the grid cost historically increases 3-4% year on year. You must have seen that the solar costs keep going up because the distribution companies are, most of them, under heavy losses for various reasons, and so the government has to do something, and so they try to keep increasing their revenue to set off the losses and also to address the cost that's going up. So now you've learned what is the benefit of solar and how long you can have a solar system lasting and what sort of generates that gain. This is the primary reason, the biggest benefit of solar. Of course, none of us should ignore the fact that the reason, really deeper motivation for all of us, should be that we want to save the planet. Every solar system that you set up, right, a 10 kilowatt system may generate about 40 units of electricity in one day during the daytime, and 40 units of electricity is nearly avoiding 30-32 kilograms of carbon dioxide emission that would have happened otherwise. If you're not consuming solar, you consume power from the grid, and Indian grid has about 60-65% of thermal coal power plant which generate carbon dioxide and emit carbon dioxide. So when you are generating solar, you are not using grid power, which means you did not cause the emission of so many kilograms of carbon dioxide. So you can save significant amount of money while you also save the planet. Thank you.